Morning.
Aldo.
You have a very drunk, hungover Haskell waiting for you inside.
Oh no. How bad is it?
He's quite hungover here. Let me. There you go. He drank way too much.
That's kind of worrying. He was on the roof last night.
So I've heard. They called him a roofer, which I don't like that term.
If he's the roofer, does that make you the roofie?
I don't like this entire conversation.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Yes.
You doing okay?
I'm doing surprisingly well, and it's actually making me worried. Normally when things are looking up, that is when they come crashing down the most, no?
I feel that. Always stay vigilant.
I just keep at work. I don't have a debt anymore, though, so...
Oh, you paid
guess
it
I
off?
can work for myself. I managed to get very lucky with who I know.
Oh, congratulations then. It's not about how good you
Thank
are,
you.
it's about who you know.
Exactly. Oh. My goodness.
Sir, you're in the way.
I didn't know there were so many old people around.
Your body is like
Do you know what that's about?
No, but they're scribe guards, which... I don't know, maybe they're scholars? Maybe they're studying something? Weird. It smells like moths in here.
Weird. Wait. You would know, you're an apprentice. How much would little spikes attached to boots cost?
Just of iron?
What?
Just of
yes,
iron?
yeah.
Well, for your boots?
Yes, yeah.
Probably about 80 each. 80 copper.
80 copper?
Yes.
I can do that.
Okay. Just for little climbing
Can I
spikes?
give you the payment now? Do you have it? Yes, for traversing the mountains north.
Yeah, we could do something like that. I'll just make some things and you can strap them to your boots or something. Might need some leather straps as well, though.
Hi.
Let me see if I can source them.
I can... Oh, alright. I'll leave that to you then.
I write it up for Arn and make sure everything's okay. I don't know how much iron we actually have in there. I don't think Skorgrim's around today and Arn's not around, so I'm going to leave it and work on it overnight if I can. It should only take 1 or 2 days.
Understood.
So.
Okay, that is fine. I don't plan on leaving for at least a couple days, so... Aye.
Are you coming back?
Aye, that is the plan.
Okay, good.
I want to help out in the war. I've grown attached to quite a few people down here, so I'd rather you guys not get trampled out by war.
Mm.
And I figured, if me helping out in the war is that big of a help, then why not my whole clan, yeah?
Sure. Are you gonna bring him down here?
It's going to be hard to convince them, but perhaps
Hmm.
that is the idea.
Gregor?
You guys eat last night?
I don't think I did. I think we tried to get the F word, but you told us to be quiet, and you didn't end up, you know. Okay.
Told you it was in the-
Right. Well, I'm gonna write this up for Arn.
That actually reminds me.
Just making a note of something that Yersa once ordered. Just climbing spikes to put on her shoes. It seems to be like a medium iron kind of thing. Do we have enough iron to do it? I'm guessing
At
around.
the moment, no, but we'd have to get some.
Okay. Do you want me to go talk to Tang?
We can get the spikes, but you'd have to take them to Justin to get them done.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make shoes, you know.
Okay.
Well, yes, I was planning on talking to him as well. I didn't know that
We
was
can-
his name, though. Thank you.
Yes, he is the cobbler here. Does all the shoe and boot work. We can get the spikes done, certainly. I'll have to ask you to pick up some iron, or I can do it myself. And we can get to work on that.
Thank you so much. This is a new outfit for you.
Rags, but still.
Aye. It's very blue.
Ireland. They're fun.
Aye.
Okay. I think fucking Gregor wanted to talk to me. But yes, I'll try and get those done as soon as I can for you.
Thank you so much. I
course.
do appreciate it.
Mm.
I heard. Congratulations. Good to hear.
Thank you.
There's your
Now
need.
we just got to deal with Barley and hopefully come back alive.
Well, it's for volunteers, so if you don't want to risk yourself, you don't have to.
You wanted to talk to me, Gregor?
No.
You said,
no.
"Oh, that reminds me," and then you stopped.
What is it?
Your son and Raylan need a talk on what to not do in a starving city.
That was Raylan.
What happened now?
Out loud about food. You're talking about being hungry and feeding.
Yeah, everyone's talking about being hungry.
You need to be careful about that.
What Gregor's trying to say? He cares about what happens to you and Raylan both. People who are starving might pull blades and try to get something from you. Want to avoid that, that's all. Don't look at the man with such venom. He cares. That's all. He is right, however. Discretion, my son. You know that, huh?
I appreciate your concern
Just if you want
and
to-
your care for us, Sir Gregor. However, I would like the record to state that Raylan was the one yelling about fish. I just said I was hungry.
It's like having more stew.
I will make sure to have a word with the lady myself.
It takes long for you to get hungry afterwards.
I just also suggest that I cannot always be there to stop her if she does do it again, because that was the second I've had to tell.
I'll speak with her. Don't worry. Speaking, however, of starving, I want you to continue building our stockpile. See if you can also get salt from the mines. Talk to Tang. Dried meats will last us longer.
I will talk with Tang then.
Good man. If you'd give me a moment to speak with my son, Sir Eldon.
Of course.
He only wants to help, that's all.
I know, I
He's a
just
good man.
feel the need to defend myself
Remember,
sometimes.
I know. Remember, he spent 22 years alone in this wilderness.
Hmm.
People's skills are still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do something. I don't remember.
Is it about the forge? Is it something related to me? Is it something sneaky?
What do I do that's sneaky, my boy?
Nothing, that's why you might be talking to me. I don't know, I'm just trying to jog your memory.
I have a lot of orders I have to take care of today.
Mhm.
Nothing too crazy. Skorgrim will be working on my new armor, which will take some time.
Hmm.
I don't know if I told you, but more in a fit of mockery than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
guess I should at least be grateful for that.
I have some things.
All ears, my boy.
So are you going to be handling the spikes for Yasa then? Sure, okay.
That's what I intended.
Well, here's the 80 copper that was charged.
You're
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, because I figured it was going to be 2 medium bits of iron. On top of that, yesterday, a cart came into the city. Didn't park with the rest of the carts. In fact, it went into the poor quarters. I did some snooping. Found out it was basically full of Serenity. Learned a bit more about Grayson and all that. Don't think he's in the city, though.
What did you learn?
Well, I learnt that, 1, he's not in the city, and 2, the Dread Knives are definitely working with the Black Serpents. I learnt that they mark their crates with a specific symbol. It's thieves' can, it's a pretty common symbol. To let other people know what it is. They're being distributed throughout the poor quarter. The Dread Knives seem to be escorting them and handing them off. Well, delivering it and then getting paid by the Black Serpents. Grayson Wells.
That's a lot worse than what we thought.
Hmm.
If what you told me about the Dread Knives is true, we don't want anything to do with them.
No. We believe Grayson is related to them, though, or if not, a part of them. On top of that, I also heard the Dread Knives that were here whispering about Grayson, saying that he's... What was the term they used? Well, basically, Salar isn't too happy with him. Salar Crudin, as you know, basically is running a sect of the Dread Knives, if not most of them by now. They said, well, Grayson's basically on his last chance.
You mentioned that name before.
Salar Crudin.
He was in Medford, was he not? Did he
Stow
not show
and
his
Keep.
face there?
He did.
Then what is he doing here?
Don't know. Well, he's not doing here, I should say. He could be. He's in Arrowland somewhere, but... The 2 people that were with him... In fact, now that I think about it, he could have been speaking in third person, so it might have been Salah himself. But the person said, no one makes Salah look like a fool. So I don't know if he was referring to himself, or... I couldn't get his
The way that
face.
you've described him before, he's probably talking about himself.
I figured. Then that would have been Salah
That would be
Crudin.
my guess. Then there is a Dread Knife in the city, or at least there was.
At least 2.
It's very dangerous for you, my boy.
Yeah.
Especially if Grayson knows you're here.
Mm-hmm. The 2 that I did say did leave, and they said they were going to swing by Grayson on the way, which means he's not in the city at least. They rode out the way I expected them to.
You're probably right. But if they're swinging by where Grayson is... Holbeck.
That's what I was
They're
thinking.
definitely going to Holbeck.
It'd have to be. I assume that's where the cart came from originally.
I was over by the church last night, just trying to get some fresh air.
Hmm.
Sitting on the bench. It had a little patch of trees.
Good spot.
I heard a scratching noise. I wasn't sure about it. I looked around the corner, wondering if there was an animal stuck in the walls or something. I saw, very barely in the dark, 2 figures going down into one of the sewer grates.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but they seem far more active than they have since the skulls were destroyed.
There's a gap to fill.
Why is that?
Nothing's stopping them now from basically doing everything they can to get their Serenity out there and get a profit. I mean, hell, you should have seen how brazen they were about getting these boxes out there. They was just in the middle of the road taking them out and handing them to people or putting them in alleyways. Nothing's to counter them.
They don't have to worry about the skulls anymore.
Exactly. I will also say I know a back way into the sewers, if we need it. Since they probably have...
So?
Well, since they probably have most of the entrances guarded, I would assume, or if not watched or something. There's a lake near the graveyard. There's a grated steel door there. It's a little rusted, but that goes directly into the sewers. Hasn't been opened in years, though. Problem is, once it is opened, they'll know. So if we do need to go down there, that's an option.
I want to show you something.
Okay.
I didn't think anything of it before. But as I've been back, and before I left, I've been doing work for Auditor Dorst. Metal work, but still work nonetheless. I want to show you something.
Sure.
Come with me. I didn't think anything of it until I started seeing the things that I did and the things that you mentioned. It might be important to you. We'll see.
Sorry, it's my stomach.
Who? If you have not.
You mean Sergeant Jensen?
Not the yes, Jensen. He got recommended by the Lord to come and have lunch with him.
I see.
And got escorted back to post. My royal guard. Ah, lucky bugger. Hello, Sergeant.
Not that like a baby
Hello,
last night.
Sergeant.
The battle of the peasants
Hello,
have
but very
been
late.
shown, and that is completely apparent, but
So
discipline
far, everything's
also
going
goes a
well
long way
with
as
the
well.
patrols, and we checked out the tavern recently. They're doing
Soldiers.
well.
Oh, no trouble that we've heard of.
Morning.
No trouble yet. But we're gonna
No
continue our
trouble so
patrols,
far.
and we were thinking of patrolling the forequarters, but we're not sure about that.
Oh, I also
Do
wanted
you know
to...
what the Kingswood are, my boy?
Oh, that's where they do hunting, isn't it?
It is where the king and his court are the only ones allowed to go in order to catch game. It really doesn't mean much other than no one other than the Lord and the king can hunt in those grounds.
Right.
The entire forest behind us is Kingswood. I was over there not too long ago, and I will show you what I found, but we have to make sure we aren't seen.
Hmm.
Come on.
Coming up on the left here is the grate that I'm talking about.
To the left.
In this lake area. See that? That goes into the sewers.
Huh. Let's go before we're seen on the walls.
Yeah. This is all Kingswood, huh?
Not yet, more so around the back.
Hmm.
You see, when they build castles, a lot of the land around it suffers from it. All the extra stone and dirt gets thrown in piles around it. As you can see, it's barren close to us.
Hmm. Never been up around this way before.
Adwick's never been in threat of being besieged, so...
I think this is about where those elves came in and attacked us from. Roughly this area, I think. Scaled the walls. Probably used the dirt.
I believe on the other side of this wall should be the church, and that's the noble district, so that would make sense.
With that observation of yours, Kyler, keep running. With a handsome 2, you don't get much information, but as you look at the walls, you can see that there are pretty obvious handholds with your experience.
It wouldn't take much to actually scale this now that I'm looking at it.
Probably not for the trained eye.
Hmm.
The thing is, a keep like this isn't really meant for keeping one person out.
Right.
You see the terrain around here, no siege equipment would ever get up to these walls.
Sounds like the kind of thing Huskar would do, is climb up along the wall and do something stupid. Open a gate or save someone or...
Very funny. Steep here, be careful.
Hmm. It's all loose dirt.
Should be back here, I think.
Sound of running water a bit ahead. You hear the moat. You know it's them.
Right. There's the moats on the other side. Did we pass it? Come with me.
Rolling for land nav with a 17 arm. You're going to start honing in a bit on where you need to go. Maybe a good turn.
Right. It wasn't so close to the walls, that's why I found it astounding. Just be aware, my boy, if you're ever found back out here, you can be hung.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm risking this is because it might be important to what you're looking for.
The hell is
Must
that?
have died there recently. Small animal bones.
Ugh.
Be 1 second to think.
Now, Kyler, as he's sitting here giving himself a moment to think, with a 14, man, that reddish plant just keeps calling to you. We could nick a little bit of put it about. Like,
Take this to Iandel or Faye.
soft footfalls as your son approaches you.
I'm starting to think I went mad.
What are we looking for?
None of this dirt was here before. Wonder if it's been covered up. Well, what I was going to show you was that there was a grate back here that had to be repaired. It leads underneath the castle. I don't know where it goes. I wasn't allowed to go in. But I supplied the grate to Auditor Dorst and his men. And they were repairing a gate back out here. But it would make no sense for it to be covered.
How big of a grate are we talking?
Big.
Big. Okay.
Large. Round.
Right.
When I saw it, I didn't see any sort of telltale signs of liquid. The ground wasn't mushy or soft. I wonder if it was part of the sewers, but because it doesn't have a use anymore, they covered it up.
Possibly. But why would they repair the grate then if they were going to cover it up?
That is an excellent question, my boy. I don't want to risk us out here any more than I have to.
Yeah.
It was somewhere back here, but I know the terrain is now different. We would have seen it by now.
Maybe I'll come back another night or something. Use my eyes to help. Less chance of being spotted too.
Or it's possible the grate wasn't put in yet, and they covered it up so nobody went inside before it was secure. But I know there's one back here. I would suggest coming to look in a few days. The point is this. I got to thinking. The serpents move in and out of the city without a problem. Even if you're climbing over the walls, someone will eventually see you. However they're getting out has to be different.
Well, this seems like the way. They can't have gone through that grate that I saw.
That's the thing about that grate, is because of the water that's standing there, they wouldn't be able to close it again. So that's got to be it. It has to be. I've been racking my brain.
Five
ever
of your
since you
voices
told
on
me
the
about it.
walls.
All right. Suppose I could go get myself a drink then. Captain's letting me go. Kittens was looking good all day. Fancy myself a boar.
The grumbling above goes into the distance.
Alright, we should be fine. Head towards the graveyard. Is our excuse?
Well, it's good to know that that exists, at least. That gives us another option.
It definitely does. I have a feeling they'll be installing that grate soon. Which means it'll be exposed again soon.
I'll swing by in a couple of days, maybe at night time. See if I can see what I can observe.
I haven't been here since they buried everyone.
Me neither. Haven't been in here for a while, actually.
As you approach, there's a cold, lingering sadness in the air, and a heavy weight upon your heart. It's as though fingers are slowly curling around it and squeezing. It's a bitter but sweet thing to come here. A heavy thing. Seeing them arranged like this brings back the memory of the catacombs beneath your feet. The place where you put your own nights to rest. You remember being down there in the cold dark below and seeing those statues. Feeling that silent judgment. You loved them. But that feeling of failure as a leader, she might have had a way to keep them alive, clings to you, especially now looking upon her name. Maya.
That poor girl. She never should have found herself in the middle of such a fight.
No place for someone like her.
Conflict. You know, she had everything at Ledford.
He was happy.
Everything. Well, not even so much happy. Her grandfather, that farm that she worked on, she actually owned it.
Really?
Belonged to a family. Something she did not share with people often is Maya was taking care of the last living member of her family, her grandfather. He was infirm, could not walk, could not remember her name often. But she took care of the farm, and with the money she had, she took care of him. When the Imperials of Voltex's company laid siege, well, the farm was burned down. Obviously, we did not get her grandfather out. She took that very hard. She didn't mention it to everyone, but after she came to Adwick, she became an alcoholic. The reason why she was always dressed so poorly and so filthy was she spent all her money on booze. It was heartbreaking to see.
Didn't deserve any of this.
None of them did.
No. Most of these people are farmers.
Not a single one. That's why, when you have the authority that you do, and the name that comes with it, the weight is so heavy on your shoulders. As there are people who don't have your skill sets, your determination or ability, that will step up to the plate. Well, that doesn't guarantee success. And even if they are successful, it doesn't guarantee they'll come back in one piece.
Rolling. With an 8, with that comment, you can hear her sobs. And you can feel the blade in your hand running across the boy's neck.
This is what they talk about with the head being heavy that holds the crown, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you...
It's one of those things you'll never forget.
Was there a point that you felt like you were kind of ready to shoulder this?
You're asking when it was my turn to take it over from my father. If I ever felt that it was time, or felt I was prepared.
Exactly.
No. It's the same thing as having a son or a daughter. You're never ready for it. Tell yourself, if it happens, you will be, but you're never ready. But when you look around and you see others that can't make those choices, but are willing to stick by them once they're made, you will feel a sense of responsibility. Not only because you know right from wrong, you know what should be done, but because in your heart, you know fully well that unless you step up, people will suffer. Being a leader is pain, my son. But it can also save lives. This, every last person here saved lives. Every last one of them. And the one who led them, I don't know if you heard the story yet. It was the fishmonger. The one that everyone made fun of because of the slur of his accent. Boy couldn't say O's to save his life. What people didn't know is that his tongue had been cut out by an Imperial. That he was a soldier long before he was a fishmonger. But when the time came, he took up the mantle. Because he knew, even though he didn't want to, everyone around him needed him. And if the stories are true, Mark, the fishmonger, crawled towards the gunnery line, covered in wounds, leaving a trail of blood. Could not walk, was hamstrung by a greatsword. Or so they say. Dragged his body over to the cannons, where the other conscripts had thrown barrels of this powder. And from the soldiers and conscripts around the hill fleeing, they said all he did over and over again, the blade cutting into his hand, was slam the pommel and the crossguard against the steel of the weapon, trying to create a spark. The last thing he said was for the glory of Adwick, before it detonated from the spark he created. If you wonder why we weren't killed by cannons on our advance, it's because a man who didn't want to lead and wasn't ready to lead, led. Let us leave the dead to their rest, my son.
Kyler, there's a thing about looking at your father and understanding him over the time since you've met him at first. The word pain the way it spilled from him. The amount you could see reflected in his eyes displayed a level of burden that perhaps even a part of you isn't quite so sure it can carry yet. But the nobility of this man that's walking in front of you, he stands nonetheless, a statue in your eye, a noble one. This might be your burden one day. It's up to your heart to face it.
Well, work to get back to,
Yeah.
Come on. One day you'll know, Kyler. You won't expect it. You won't be looking for it or looking at it. But one day you'll look around and you'll see that there is no one else that you trust with other people's lives. And when that moment comes, you'll lead. It will come naturally. You will learn to cope, and you will take solace in the fact that no one did it better than you could. But it's the Erdhard way anyway. And you are an Erdhard.
I hope I'll be ready. Well, as ready as I can be.
You will be, my boy.
I feel like I've, learned a lot, but also not, if that makes sense.
Well, you've learned about as much as you can. I don't exactly, have you in my court every morning.
I've been watching you as best I
In a
can.
way, you should be grateful. In a way, you should be grateful, as most boys growing up, myself included, detested having to sit in court every morning while old men bickered and squabbled, and the Lord had to come up with a decision. This man fucked my goat. This man took my territory. This man fucked my wife. This man murdered my kin.
I could not envision myself sitting there for hours hearing that. I don't think you could either.
I think you could. Granted, I think you'll delegate here and there, and I think you'll be out of the castle as soon as you can be. But I also think you'll care.
Splash to your right. A fish flops onto the shore. It's just within reach for a second, but quickly flops back
Throwing
into
knife.
the water and gets away before you can. I'll roll for it. You're quick. 17, he did it. He said it in time. I'll give it to him.
Sorry, force of habit. I didn't mean to flick that past you like that.
It's alright. Killing small animals does it for some people, I guess.
No.
That is a small fish. It's enough to give you basically about half a meal. It'll help sustain one of you guys. It's not enough.
It's your breakfast right there.
Well, who am I to say no? Too old to fish for myself.
I'll take care of you, Papa. On the topic of knives, actually. Remember that thing I talked to you about way back in Ledford? The knife that had the things on the back of it that could maybe catch a blade?
Yes. The serrated edge on the rear grip.
Yeah.
The blade facing you so you can catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Knife breaker, sword breaker.
That's the one. I have a lot of silver now because of the money we got from conscription. I wonder if that's something we could maybe work on. I don't know if we have the steel for it, though.
It's definitely something I could do. I don't know if it could be steel.
I'd worried it would
We can
break, though.
try.
I could
Well,
be careful with it.
I would tell you not to try and break a large blade, but regular one-handers you'd probably be able to. As long as you're ready for a fuck-ton of strength checks.
Fuck it, I'll give it a shot.
Good. It's something we can work on.
Yeah, I just wanted to float the idea now that I had some money in my pocket. And rather than have it get stolen by bandits again, I'd rather spend it on something.
Fair enough.
Does leading become easier the more you do it?
Leadership in itself becomes second nature. I'm sure you've noticed several times we've found ourselves in a situation. Hell, Oakenbrook. I wasn't in charge there. No one even knew I was there. But the moment I was seen, what do we do? Now, I don't take that as something to inflate my ego. It is because it's something I'm decent at. Able to analyze a situation around myself and realize if calls aren't made, there will be casualties. It's something you learn to accept, that when things go wrong in the room, eyes will turn to you. Most of the time you'll already be thinking about the situation you're in, whether you are in charge or not, and looking for a way to overcome it. So yes, I would say at least the nature of it becomes a more docile beast. As for the mistakes, no. Those do not get easier. But you learn to cope. You learn to cope. And tell yourself that the pain of that mistake will be your incentive to never make that mistake again.
I see.
Excuse me.
Feeling okay?
I think I'm starting to get ill.
Ugh. Maybe you should take it easy today? Maybe?
There is work that must be done, I'm afraid.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Go ahead.
Good morning. Welcome back.
Guardsman?
Have you paid today, sir?
Paid? I thought Dario had said everyone that was in Bardaria was exempt. We're paying now?
Captain,
Yeah, it's been quite a long since then, so unfortunately that has changed. Gate tax is still going along as usual, but that's not the case anymore.
I can pay. Yeah.
balcony where the wasps were nesting in was instructed to swat them out of the air until we could see no more wasps.
Thank you. I hope you have.
But it got to the point that you could do it with.
Thank you.
Well, if you can kill a wasp with a single strike, that's usually a good thing.
Unless you need me for anything else, I might swing by the tavern and get something to eat.
You do that.
Okay.
That's fine. Take care of yourself, get something to eat. I'll be working, alright?
Okay, look after yourself, and thanks for, you know. We should go on walks more often.
Get some food in your belly.
Heavy footfalls behind you.
We will.
Hello again.
Hello,
I wanted to put in another order. Sorry to bother. A smaller
No
size.
bother at all.
I need another set of the shoe spikes for Penny this time. So, smaller feet.
Okay. Are you able to get me any sort of measurements from the cobbler to make my job a little easier?
I have not yet seen him, so unfortunately not.
Then,
no.
could you send Miss Penny over to the smithy, so I can at least take some measurements?
Aye, I can do that at least.
And you yourself, if you would be so kind.
Aye, of course. I'll bring her when I find her next.
Very well, thank you.
Aye.
Bye, Dad.
Goodbye, my son. Get food in your belly.
Being a leader sounds scary. Yes.
Aye, it is. The success belongs to everyone, but the failure is yours, your own.
That doesn't sound good at all.
There's a burden to bear. No? To be leader is to be the one that gets the blame.
I suppose.
Aye. But worry about that bridge when you cross it, eh?
Yeah, I suppose.
Aye.
You stay safe,
Alright.
okay?
I need to find Penny. Aye, you as well.
Well, I
And
try.
do try to find something to eat. I know it is hard these days, but you're so skinny and just skin and bones. You need more meat on you, dear.
I'm trying, but I mean, we're in a starving city, so.
I just bother Sir Gregor until he gets a fish for you.
We tried that last time, and he got all grumpy at us for talking about fish lately.
Well, bother him some more.
Fine.
Isn't he bound to you? He has to do whatever you tell him to.
Yeah, you'd think that, but
You're practically his king.
now I'm being a leader again. Oh, this is terrible.
I'm sorry.
South of Cabot keep a small village there.
The butcher.
The village elder there.
I'm sure you've heard
the fever about.
It was a quiet bastard, don't you think?
Has Penny come
didn't
in
even
or
notice,
out
of course.
recently?
But
Then again, not my place to put
Penny?
it.
Yes.
Would have been about.
I haven't
20
seen her.
years ago now, maybe.
Alright.
22.
Afraid not.
But
I saw she wasn't here.
I did see Ambrose though.
I gone there with some of the
I
medicine, alcohol to help clear the fever.
Alright.
Ugh.
Pleasure to meet you both.
Kate Shilbrook, local courier.
Iron Wolf. Ooh, that's quite a grip. Tight grip. Sore hand. Yeah, it's a very.
Thank you, Christos.
Normal.
It's fine grip, yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah, you two. What can I get you?
Can I have food, please?
I just got done
So
eating.
he can get
Just returned to
measurements
play.
of our feet.
Thank you. What about you, Kyler?
Food,
Family of
please.
yours, you say?
I hungry.
There's food cooking.
A dog.
We kind of having a problem right now. If you can't get food from the butcher and bring it here, we can cook it for you.
I don't want to keep
But we
him
have a little
waiting.
bit of a food shortage. I can get you ale.
Ale on an empty stomach. Rin, it's morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know, but that's the best thing I could do right now. I mean, unless you want to talk to Christos, then feel free to.
And now my heart still beats. This is good.
Fine. Okay, I'm gonna try and find some food.
Let's pray that it stays.
Return you soon enough.
Penny.
I don't
Hey.
care.
Hey.
How's it going? Penny.
Not too bad. You've been running around. You okay?
Yeah, just jogging.
Oh.
Stay in shape, you know?
Really?
Yeah. What are you up to?
Well, going on walks and stuff. I need food. I'm looking for food. I'm gonna talk to the butcher.
Yeah. I noticed the jogging. Not eating in 2 days is probably not a great idea, but...
No. Yeah. You don't need to work out either. You're fine.
It's even got some of my notes in it. What? Is that a compliment, Kyler?
No.
Everything in it. This is perfect.
You're in the wrong marketplace, Riker.
Mr. Kyler, I don't think you should be here.
This marketplace isn't big enough for more than one person, and that person is going to be me.
Killing time is what we're doing.
No, you killed me. Okay.
So wait a minute. Sir, you didn't pay your tax. Sir.
Who's he chasing?
The ghosts.
Oh no. He sees them too? Shh, here she comes. Captain.
What?
Shut the fuck up. Make me look cool. Hey,
Kyler?
Captain.
How are you doing this fine day?
Better now that you're here.
Always a little charmer, aren't you?
And how are you, Captain?
So far, decent. There's a quite bit of a merry last night, so I ended up
Weirdest
with
thing,
in high
Kyler.
spirits.
There's just Quint has had a fever dream about a few things. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Now's not the right time though.
Okay. Were you drunk last night and I wasn't around?
I did have
Ah, fuck!
We have to show kindness to the people of the city while still staying true to our duties.
With a name like Black Pudding, I would imagine it to be
Get
more
on patrol, you two.
Make sure
no one's causing any ruckus.
Wait, Mr. But... There's a knocking at the door. Butcher, butch me some meat. I'm really hungry. Come on, feed me. I hope you have food for me and my puppy. And give me some tasty meat, Mr. Butcher. Butch me some meat. Bring me the tastiest meat you can beat. Mr. Butcher, butch me some meat. Bump up.
Morning, Riker.
Behind you, sir. No, there's nothing behind you. Don't turn around. He is lying to you.
From behind. Mr. Butcher, butch me some meat. Bum 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 bum, make it the tastiest meat you can beat. Bum 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 bum, Mr. Butcher, bring me some meat. I've knocked on this door. Hang on. There is a knocking at the door, good sir. Bum 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 bum, Mr. Butcher, bring me some meat. Make it the best meat you can beat. Oh. Hello.
Hello.
I would like to purchase some meat. The best meat.
Unfortunately, I've sold out of all the meat of today.
You made this young boy cry. Look at him.
Who hurt him? Hello, Mr. Sommer. Goodbye, Mr. Sommer.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Well, how to put this? Someone has shown me a bit of kindness this morning, and I wish to repay them. But I'm not sure which way and what I can get with with the money I have on me. I only have 30 copper, you see. So I'm trying to figure out.
Do you need money?
What I should get this person.
I can lend you money. Actually, you still have 15
Well,
coppers.
I want to figure out what I want. I want to figure out what they would appreciate first.
Who are you? Ooh, wait, is this a...
I shouldn't be coy about it.
Is this a
I shouldn't be
person?
coy about it.
Wait, do you like this person?
No. No. I shouldn't be coy about it, Kyler. It's on.
Do you like my dad?
No!
He's got a
Kyler, no!
girlfriend.
God damn it. No, he showed me some kindness this morning, and I'd like to repay him, that is all.
Okay.
What is something you think he would like, just as a simple gift?
Simple gift. Maybe some mustache wax? He really pays attention to the... Maybe a drink. Take him a
Do
drink
you happen to have any, Wolvire? Get him a drink.
while he's
You
working.
know what? I could pay for his next 2 drinks at the tavern.
He doesn't go to the tavern. He
They
doesn't
take
like
only money for
relaxing.
the day, but he doesn't...
No, so he likes to work. That's what I'm saying. If you could get a drink to him, he might appreciate that, so he can drink it while he's working.
Oh, maybe I should speak to Jack. Maybe I should get him something.
Something
from Jack.
special, yeah.
Yeah, probably give him, maybe get him a drink or something.
I'll chip in a little if you're a little short too. And we can just say it's from you, son.
Well, I'll speak with Jack, and then I'll let you know how much short I am later.
Very
alright?
good. Okay. Wolvi,
Here comes Jack now.
Jack.
I don't suppose you have any
So,
food?
I'm
By any
looking
chance?
to repay
Like at all?
someone's kindness.
I got
And I'm
the
wondering,
rumblies and my
I
tumblies.
wish I did.
Oh god, I'm gonna starve to
wish I
death.
did.
Here's Tame's entry fee.
I went to
I
Deer
was
Cliff
supposed to
and
drop
they didn't
you,
even
but
have any
you
food
chased
there.
him.
That's okay. I was just checking. Everything else is empty.
Oh, yeah, apparently he's an agent of the crown and
Christos has
shouldn't be paying his
something.
gate tax. He gave it begrudgingly.
It's in dispute.
To argue. But he told us not to give it back to him.
Are you brooding?
Just exhausted.
I haven't eaten today, and I'm really hungry, and the tavern's empty, and Wolvi is empty, and the butcher's empty too. Do you have any fish?
There's a pot of stew. It has gone.
Wait, actually?
That was made last night.
Oh, fuck, okay. What kind of stew?
Fish.
Oh. Yeah. Fish stew.
Well, he did make it, so...
I can't get... Oh, that is true. No, he's really good at cooking, actually. Do you have the key to get into his house? I could, like, pick the lock to get in, but I don't think he'd like that.
Why don't you try finding...
Try finding him? Last I heard, he was hungover.
Find Yursa.
Do you know he was drinking up on the roofs?
I am quite aware.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. You two are like brothers.
I didn't
It's
say
so cute.
find.
I'll find Yursa. Yeah, good idea.
I didn't say find his...
Okay.
No, find Yursa.
I said the find Yursa! God!
She's over at the blacksmith.
Thank you.
I think she was.
Thank you, random citizen.
It's alright. We've met before, but don't worry about it.
What's your name?
Farron.
You a fishmonger?
No,
What do you do?
that was a different character.
Oh, silly me! Fucking hell.
Kyler!
Jack.
So, I'll have half of what you wanted ready by tomorrow night.
So,
I should have a bottle ready tonight, but Auditor is getting on my ass about getting oil for the war front.
right.
So I'm gonna have to give him that, but he's providing me more, so I'll supplement what I've already made with what he'll give me.
Yep, no rush at all. I don't intend to use it in the next couple of days, so just whenever you have it, just poke me and let me know, yeah?
Sure thing.
Fantastic. Congratulations, by the way. I don't think I've said that yet.
Scalping. Thank you.
Busy day.
Feels things around here are just gonna get. Yeah. Just a lot of things happening. A lot of things gonna happen.
Yep, I feel that.
Just keel over tomorrow with how stressed I am.
I feel that. Just drink yourself into oblivion. That's what everyone else does.
If only it was so easy for me.
Hmm.